Hello, hello! Welcome, everyone, to another fun-filled evening of World Warships Legends. We are in the Alaska. I haven't played the Alaska since the most recent update, which at this point is like a week or two old. But she did get a little bit of a buff, so we're taking her out for a stroll with the latest. Actually, it was like a buff nerf, and like I think like range and reload were just like tiny bit increases for the main battery, right? And then there was like fire duration, like while you're on fire, lasts like a little bit longer. So, you know, take that as you will, right? So, I'm more likely to use my damage gun to put out fires now, I guess. More so than I already was. Like, I'm that idiot that uses damage con on one fire and then gets flooded, you know, for the rest of my health, right? That's me. Me! You're welcome, Destroyer players. We will circle around the A zone here and see if we can't sneak into it, potentially. There are only 2 destroyers and we've got radar, so, you know, I kind of thought, well, we'll be a little bit more aggressive. It's a lot of cruisers in this game and only 1 battleship, and he just got spotted over by sea. So that's kind of the moment I decided, you know what, let's turn in and let's do some work in this game, right? Let's not be one of these hang back guys. Although this is a great ship for hanging back, right? Because you get you get crazy awesome range especially for a cruiser, right? I think even do we have a range one of those little range buff flag things? I don't know if we have one on today, but it's still almost 19 kilometers the way we have our commander rigged out for range. Range and accuracy is kind of the things I picked with this ship. So get a little bit of a tickle on that first salvo, and then we're eyeing up this Alaska too. He's going to try and duck behind this island, so we'll fire in front of him, and it didn't say that the bullets would hit the island. And then Minotaur's got torpedoes, so we're going to trigger our sonar, although now he's turning away because he knows we would destroy him if he was broadside. So we'll keep moving forward, see if we can't get into a little bit the cover that's kind of inside the zone here. Our patience paid off there. We waited till he started turning in to try and be not spotted anymore, and then we sent that salvo right over that island. And of course, now he's in radar range. That's a good thing to keep an eye on. Like, okay, that ship's in radar range. If he goes dark, I'll trigger radar, right? So, and then we picked up a couple other guys for a second there, but I think that must not have been radar, right? Somebody was spotting. They all showed up at like the same time, so I was like, oh, that's us, but I think those guys were too far out, right? There we go. Now we're getting to Seattle. And then, of course, Seattle must have been like, oh, I'm getting picked up on radar, or they suspected this destroyer too, is probably more likely. But sometimes you pick people up on radar, and then they're like, oh, I should trigger my radar. So we'll try and use this island to our left here to just kind of poke our nose in and out, you know, appropriately so we don't get murdered. But yeah, we can still do some decent shots. If I would have waited another second, that Seattle would have been a better shot to shoot at, right? But yeah, we didn't wait. So yeah, backing up, those are torpedoes from the Minotaur. And of course, they knew our destroyer was there because they had that radar going previously, so they picked him up and took him out of the battle pretty quickly. And yeah, their fire duration said it was going to be 45 seconds, so and I think it was like 35 or 40 or something, you know, like previously, or 30 even, I don't know. But yeah, so fires are lasting longer on the Alaska. I'll go through the buffs really quick from you know, World of Warships Legends website. Just to show you all the changes they made, although I'm kind of late to that party. But we'll go through them just since we're playing as this ship. So I'll show you everything that they changed in the last update, right? So we're just going to be patient here. Part of it is just make sure we solidify this zone cap because, well, the enemy team's got 1 and is getting a second. And that's no bueno for us. We're down 2 ships, and it's our 2 destroyers, so great for us. And then the other thing, too, a lot of times it's just a matter of, let's wait for someone else to make a mistake. Let's not be the guy that makes the mistake, right? So if I stick my nose out, I'm probably the closest ship to these 4 enemy cruisers, you know, in this area, plus that destroyer over in D, right? So we really need our team to kind of help out and press in, right? I'm not sure what they're afraid of. It's all cruisers. It's not, you know, you're not going to get, as long as you're somewhat smart, you're not going to get completely destroyed by a battleship, right? He's on the other side. So Napoli, we will take our shot at him. He turned in a little bit, but we did get 5 penetrations, just didn't do a lot of damage, right? Oh, and I think we added health. Okay, this Seattle's going to die, because why would you stick your nose out when you're perfectly broadside? Alright, he's going to try and move forward, but he's going to be dead still by the time our bullets get there. Look at that, it's just beautiful. It's gone. Dunsies. 3 Citadel hits. I don't think this needed a buff. I don't think this should be. You just got to use it correctly. I think a lot of the challenge is, like, a lot of people don't use the ship right. And so then, you know, Wargaming probably has... They see stats of people, like, probably losing with this ship a lot, and so they're going, oh, it needs a buff, because everybody loses with that, right? So we triggered our radar, and I was actually thinking we would pick up the other cruiser that was, you know, off to our left here, but we get lucky and we spot this Kubelwurst. And of course, yep, so we used our damage con for fire, and now we don't have it. We're probably going to flood, right? Nope, get a little bit of lucky there. A little bit of lucky. Alright, we'll see if we can't do a better shot on this destroyer with our last one while he's spotted with our radar. Although now he's probably going to get... Alright, somebody finished it. Thank you, Mino. You're my hero. And we're going to move a little bit here just in case he did send torpedoes our direction. And then also, you know, there's less ships over here now, so we can be a little bit more aggressive. We're going to need to start doing some more spotting. Typically when I'm starting to get low on health, I'm like, alright, somebody else do some spotting for me, please, you guys. And we're getting picked up in an airplane. Or picked up by an airplane. Great. So now they know where we are, and I don't know where they are, right? So, always a good time. Oh, yep, it's the Napoli. There she is. We just have been not getting good salvos on that ship, and I mean, he's been angling himself correctly, but maybe it's also one of those really technical things like you know, bullet size to armor size kind of thing that some of you guys know that I'm not too. I don't know them all. I do my method of learning this game is trial and error. Did that bullet work at that angle? Nope. All right, I'll try something else. Alright, so we'll slow down. We got 2 ships that can shoot at us. We don't need to stick our nose out any further. Worcestershire sauce dodges our bullets there. He turned away. Napoli's got a little bit better of an angle for us, but we fired high just because I assume he's going to start turning away once he sees we fired at him, and he sure did. He did so much that he dodged the bullets completely the other way. Alright, we'll lob out in front of him with the rear turret. That gets us up. We get a little bit of more damage there. That gets us over 90k. 90k for the game. That's not half bad. We are still losing on points, though. The enemy team had Zone C for quite a bit longer. But luckily they never capped the B hole over there, you know? So, not sure what happened there. Their destroyer must have got spooked by our cruiser that's in there now. And then a good broadside angle on this Alaska. He turns away there, but we still get a decent chunk out of him. Over pens, jeepers. Come on. I feel like, you know, and I bitch about the Alaska, but I really love this ship. But I feel like when I'm shooting at an Alaska with, like, any other ships, like, especially battleships, I like to, you know, and here I am in an Alaska shooting at an Alaska. I feel like I'm never doing that much damage. But yet when I'm in it and people shoot at me, my health goes down quite quickly. Alright, so if these guys start kiting away in that direction, we'll have to do some chasing here. Well, we don't have... Well, we might not have to. So if we get the B zone... Ooh, this we go. Here, it'd be nice if we could finish off this destroyer for that guy. He's probably what's preventing us from getting that capture in B. Of course, we're not close enough for radar for him. It'd be nice to be able to move over there, but I'm sure as we move over, we'll be broadside to these cruisers, and that would just be... That'd be no good for us, right? Alright, somebody got the Alaska. This is what I'm talking about. My bullets never hit them. They're dead already. Torpedoes to starboard. Oh, that must be for torpedoes from the Napoli. Probably pretty long range. have that ship, and I don't think I've played as it yet. Yeah, here we go, Marco Polo. There we go, there we go. Citadel hit. Pops the Confederate for us, 124k. Let's get rid of this freaking L-beam. He is being a pain in the butt. And there we go with high caliber. There's your classic, you know you're a good cruiser player. You're doing it right, and you're damaging everyone a lot. All right, so now we could play in a super defensive mode, right? We really need to get rid of that stupid destroyer. Is that an Alaska over there? He should have sonar too. I saw him using his radar, so he probably doesn't have radar right now. I don't want to be too risky. Like, if I lose the ship, I have faith my team could win this. We still have our battleship to help take on their cruisers, but sometimes just game momentum, like, 4 minutes left. You get the other team too excited. They start whooping you. So we'll remain a little bit conservative here, just so we can make sure we solidify this a win, right? Or we're not going to be able to help out with the L-beam just because of the island, so we're going to kind of leave it in the hands of our allies over there, and he gets the job done. Nice job. And we'll see what we can do to the Napoli. See if I'm even probably not pronouncing that correctly, right? And is that the Worcester all the way over there, or is that a different cruiser? It shows you how much I was paying attention. Yeah, it's the Worcester. See if we can't get a better shot on him. We'll aim a little high, assuming he's going to kite away. Yeah, he turned. More single torpedo. Does Napoli have like a single launcher? Crazy. Alright, and if they focus their attention on the battleship, we can press out. Like, it's not. Now we've got the win for sure. It looked like he was moving backwards, but I think now after I pulled the trigger, I think he's moving forward. Yeah. So we totally whiffed that shot. Did it say we got a penetration and then did no damage? Is that what happened? Alright, so we took no damage there just because we were angled right, we did things correctly there. Can we get this Worcester kill? I mean, literally everyone's shooting at him with so many bullets flying at him. Although, what is that, the Minotaur bullets that are they're just raining down but missing, right? Come on, baby, give us this one. Give it to us. Oh, $5,000, and he's got a tiny sliver left. Yeah, there's no way. We're gonna have to be happy with our one sinking to. Oh my. Well, I mean, maybe if we would hit the ship, we could have got two kills. Sometimes we don't good just because we're bad at the game. That makes sense, right? We're using this sexy Halloween commander guy, Mary J. East River. And that puts us at the top of the leaderboard, 3,200 XP. That zone cap probably helped us out quite a bit there. See if we made any cash. 25, 250k. We will take it. Alaska. We'll go quick through how we have the commander set up. This is actually Norman Scott, as you can see up in the top right corner. We go to the Geist. For the most part, I have this range and accuracy, but I do have this because of how many times I've died in cruisers so quickly. We do have the less damage to the Citadel for inspiration there. But otherwise, we're going range. I don't do the torpedo detectability just because if we try to play smart and use our sonar appropriately, right? So we don't use the torpedo detectability. If we think there's torpedoes coming, we're trying to use our sonar, and then we wouldn't need that, right? And then of course, this is a nice big one, AP shell and stuff. So yeah, and then shell grouping, dispersion. We'll take that over the steering gear, and then I'm almost always using fully packed for. If you have, if you find yourself dying off early and you're still kind of learning survivability. Some of the other, like refill station, might be a little bit better, right? So hang out by friendlies. Refill station then gives you better reload speed and range. So for the Alaska, something that already has great range, it's just killer. Like you're shooting further than anybody else can, right? But for the most part, if you're able to keep your cruiser alive long term, fully packed works. I love having the extra consumables just for my personal play style, right? So I love this special paint job for this Alaska. I think we got this lucky from a crate or something. It's very rare that I spend real money on doubloons on things in this game. So if you're like me and for the most part are free to play, we did pay for premium, and that's lasted us quite a while. But other than that, yeah, don't pour too much money into the game because we don't have very big wallets over here on Phoenix 6-1's channel. But I'll show you Wargaming's page on their updates right after we get rid of this video here. Probably take like 2 minutes to go through everything, and then you could potentially pause here if you're interested. But yeah, Schleifen got some nerfing done to its main battery reload speed and then secondaries as well. And then Stalingrad actually gets HE shells, so she didn't have HE shells before, it was just AP. Although, for the most part, with Stalingrad, you're using AP regardless, right? But they increased the damage for it, too. So here's the Alaska. This is a ship we were just playing as. So main battery range, reload time increase, fire duration from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And then it looks like she's getting some armor tweaks. Bow HP reduced, so that sucks because, yeah, you know. Shimikaze, basically detectability is a little bit worse. Some buffs for the Heisen. All sorts of little tweaks there. These are the Heisen, Prince Ruprecht, and St. Louis are ships I don't play as a lot. But yeah, you know. Same with Neptune and Sumner. I don't even know if I have the Sumner unlocked. I think what are these tier 8 ships? I might not have that, yeah. But reduced torpedo range, main battery. It says upgraded main battery reload time increased. I don't know if that counts as an upgrade. Kitakaze, we do have a recent Kitakaze video out there. That ship's been a little bit more fun to play with these buffs. So that's something worth exploring. That's a tier 8 Japanese destroyer that you actually want to play as a gunboat and not a torpedo boat, right? So Monarch had some buffs. Kansas, poor Kansas. I do think Kansas was a little bit overpowered when I was playing with it. I kind of felt that way. So AP shell damage and reload time have been worsened just slightly. I feel like folks that are using the Azure Lane commander really had it nice there. So she probably deserved a nerf a little bit. Mogami, that one I definitely agree with. 3,300 to 3,400. Most of the time you're using HE shells with that ship. I have not played it, so I'll have to do another video on that one since we've had this buff. But thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got more World of Warships videos on the way.